breaking down the deals, data, and disruption shaping global markets. You're listening to The Daily Ledger with Dennis Sert.
We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Hey, folks, it is January 6th, 2025. It is Tuesday today. Hope you guys had a great Monday, and I'm glad to be here with you today. We got some good stories we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Nvidia's new AI chip and Mercedes collaboration. So basically, Nvidia and Mercedes had a deal. We're going to talk about a couple of maybe stories that aren't incredibly mainstream. Dell's underperforming PC business seeks a comeback. And Microsoft's Nadella wants us to stop thinking of AI as slop. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good show today. Before we get into it, we're going to talk about some of the macroeconomic trends. The Dow Jones is up 1.23%. The NASDAQ is up 0.69%. The S&P 500 is up 0.64%, looking like a green day. And Bitcoin is up 1.37% to 94,133. Before we get into today's stories, make sure to download Byte AI Market Analysis off the App Store. It's basically a financial co-pilot where it tells you whether or not you should enter or exit the market based off of basically math ways to look at it. So the RSI curve, the MACD/signal curve, as well as the Bollinger Bands, as well as news sentiment and analysis. And it does that for every stock in your portfolio. Of course, it's not a financial advisor, neither am I, and past success does not guarantee future results. However, I use this app every single morning in tandem with Robinhood. I don't even have to think about exactly when I should buy or sell, because who has time for that? Let's get into our first story. Nvidia details new AI chips and autonomous car project with Mercedes. At the CES conference, Jensen Huang, the company's chief executive, said the more efficient and powerful chip would begin shipping later this year. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. They're definitely giving, I guess, Tesla a run for the money, I suppose now. Although Elon has always had the stance that he actually, I think, genuinely likes competition when it comes to the EVs and stuff. Just because it brings a rising tide lifts all ships, as they say. So that's kind of his outlook on it. Yeah, and so this obviously kind of makes sense now why they acquired the I guess AI startup Grok, GROQ, right? Which is kind of involved in running LLMs on their multiple, universally they run LLMs on their chips. So not to oversimplify what they do, but yeah. So my take on this is that this is going to be, apparently they're going to be using AI advanced reasoning. As in they're going to be taking English language, the car itself is going to be processing almost English language compute in its computer, right? So basically that gives it the self-driving car the ability to kind of reason through complex scenarios instead of reacting to pre-trained patterns, right? And so I guess this guy Alpa Mayo, he kind of talks about how he says we added language model vibes to autonomy so we can handle weird edge cases, right? That's kind of the idea of what's happening. Um, so some weird edge cases that we can kind of think about are like human intent in ambiguous situations. So um, let's say traditional autonomy at stop signs and like lanes, like as we've seen with like autopilot and FSD, but more specifically, construction worker waving you through a red light, a cop making eye contact and pointing, not using standard signals, aggressive driver signaling dominance, not direction, right? So just quick story here. I had this prom date when I was 18 at the end of high school, and she told me, "You drive like your grandma." Um, and or you drive like my grandma. And so at the time, like just going off of the aggressive driver signaling dominance thing, I guess she thought I wasn't dominant enough. I was like, oh, so at the time I got a little bit like privately a little bit angry. I was like, oh, I was like, yo, I'm literally like driving you safely, bro. Like, I didn't tell her that. Like, what the fuck? But I don't know. Now if it happened, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I am your grandma, bro. Like, come here, I got some cookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so going back to the cars reasoning around like kind of ambiguous situations. Yeah, so I think this is kind of a huge step forward. I'd kind of be surprised if like Cybercab and the Model Y with advanced FSD and stuff, like full autonomous driving. I'd be surprised if they aren't using this type of thing, because let's face it, like Elon has always been talking about, aside from what I said before, he's always been talking about how a car is essentially just a robot, just like on wheels rather than like with legs, right? And that's why Tesla is also able to make the Optimus humanoid robot. So anyways, so this is gonna be interesting. My thing is like, who even cares about Mercedes anymore? Like, I haven't even heard about, like, Mercedes hasn't been relevant since like 2012. So I don't know. Like, they're really grasping at straws here. Just like, I mean, it's okay. Just you know, go ahead and dissolve Mercedes Benz. Like, whatever. Like, who cares? Um, but yeah. All right. Moving on. Dell's underperforming PC business seeks a comeback. Chief Operating Officer Jeff Clark says Dell got off course by focusing too much on premium tiers and ignoring other segments of the market. Right? Again, like, who cares about like Dell? I mean, is anyone really going to be like, oh, I'm going to code? First of all, you can't even code iOS apps on a non Apple machine, right? And it's like, if you want to build an iOS app, you kind of have to be in the Apple ecosystem. There's no two ways about it. And then Dell's like, oh, well, we're still relevant. No, you're not. Go away. And I thought what was funny, kind of at the end, he goes, I owe you an apology. So this is the COO, okay? I owe you an apology. We didn't listen to you. You were right on branding, Clark said to a room of tech reporters and enthusiasts. Yeah. Oh, I'm so enthusiastic about Dell. Yeah, Dell. During a CES preview in December, he added, we can course correct, we can be humble, and we can correct decisions that we've made in the past. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm sure. Um, I mean, it's just, I mean, the level of just like groveling is just terrible. But it's like, I mean, you can tell like some people haven't read the 48 laws of power, right? Because law 5 is so much depends on your reputation, guard it with your life. And then it kind of talks about in that chapter how you should never apologize, you should never explain yourself. And it says, arguing that unprompted apologies draw attention to mistakes, weaken your position, and damage your reputation. You know what's a better thing to do? Just shut the fuck up. No, for real, just shut the fuck up. Like, I don't get it. Like, oh, we owe you an apology. We didn't listen to you. We're right. I'm so sorry. Yo, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna get in line to buy this computer, bro. Like right now. Yeah, I don't think so. what's funny though is like going off of that sentiment, Microsoft's Nadella wants us to stop thinking of AI as slop. Oh my God, stop it, guys. Stop. Stop calling it slop, guys. Stop. Bro, this is the CEO of Microsoft. He's making deals with the government, all that. Stop calling it slop, guys. Please. No. That is like, you look at his blog post too, right? And it's like, I mean, this is so unbecoming of the Microsoft CEO. Like, you know what, low-key, this looks a lot like an article that I would write, and I write just for fun. Like, I'm in the fucking basement right now, just like, killing a little bit of time until I, figure something out, right? But it's um, like this. Here's my article, right? And then here's his. I mean, it's pretty much like I can't tell the difference, and except I have more. That's the only problem, or that's the only difference here, right? Here's another article. See, I think a lot more love goes into mine. His is just so dry and dry. No, number one, number two, number three, and lastly, ultimately. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, ultimately. Um, yeah, I mean, that is what I got today. I think we're gonna keep it a short and sweet show. Um, we're gonna continue to monitor the developments later this week, and yeah, make sure to make lots of money out there. Hopefully, you're using Byte AI in furtherance of that goal. Off the App Store, of course, you can download it. And yeah, speaking like Yoda, off the App Store, you can download. Yeah, you can download it off the App Store right now. And yeah, it'll definitely be a value add to your financial transaction journey and portfolio success. Alrighty, folks, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.